Hello, guys. It's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
At the Team Automotive Group, we're offering you the Team Guarantee on new and used vehicles. Included with every new vehicle is a lifetime limited powertrain warranty. And now, get a 90-day warranty on the purchase of a pre-owned vehicle. Get the Team Guarantee at every location of the Team Automotive Group.
Visit Treads & Care Tire Company's new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for over 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair and top-notch customer service.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Hello and welcome as we start today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. Thank you, Marty. You are both a gentleman and a scholar, despite what they all say about you. Here's hoping all is well with you and yours and your little slice of South Louisiana heaven since the last opportunity we had to spend some time with you and yours at the beginning of the week. Obviously, it's that time of year, more thunderstorms in the forecast for today. Now listen, y'all, this is not our first rodeo. If you're a local, be it in New Orleans or Baton Rouge, you know traditionally where the trouble spots are. If it's in Baton Rouge, you're talking Governor's Mansion curve on 110, the Perkins underpass. Those areas are already inundated from the inordinate amount of rain that we've received recently. I say that because that's to give you the heads up that it's not going to take a whole lot of rain for the trouble spots to rear their ugly heads once again. Again, if you're a local, you know where the problem spots are. So, guys, girls, govern yourselves accordingly. The last thing we need is for someone to lose their life, their vehicle, their possessions, because they're not paying attention and end up driving into a spot that, oh, I know this place floods. Well, why weren't you paying more attention before the water got to the point where you are now needing a rescue? Simple word to the wise. Be prepared, guys and girls. In other Louisiana news, I guess if I had to put a label on this story, it would be, we dropped the ball, y'all. Not you personally, not yours truly personally, but the state. The Department of Children and Family Services is going to find itself under fire in the very near future. What is as tragic a case as you will ever encounter unfolding this week here in Baton Rouge. A 2-year-old identified as Mitchell Robinson III dying this week of a fentanyl overdose. What is, and listen, for the record, y'all, I haven't had the opportunity to verify the numbers, but it comes from a pretty reliable source that weekend before last, here in Baton Rouge, 17 people died from a fentanyl overdose. It is something that has become a part of the American lexicon. We all know the dangers and how deadly fentanyl is and how it is ravaging our country. But in this particular instance, when a 2-year-old dies from a fentanyl overdose, it's telling us something. But in this instance, it is particularly more egregious because this 2-year-old, this is a minimum of 3 times law enforcement and health care had to rescue this child from his 28-year-old mother, Whitney Ard. Now, understanding, in this country, we hold dearly to the fact that an individual is presumed innocent until they are proven guilty. However, in this case, on April 12th, this 2-year-old was taken to a local hospital, unresponsive. Healthcare workers had to administer Narcan to save this 2-year-old's life. April 12th, remember that date. June 4th, less than a month later, the same 2-year-old brought to an area hospital, unresponsive, Narcan issued to the child to save the 2-year-old's life. Both times, mind you, it was reported to the Department of Children and Family Services for investigation. Meanwhile, in between these 2 instances, law enforcement carries out in the month of May a drug bust at this 2-year-old's home. So on 3 separate occasions, 2 where the child's life was rescued by Narcan, another where law enforcement investigated the home for being a, quote, drug den, and now the child is dead. Now, this says to me, as a reasonably intelligent person, one of 2 things occurred here. Either, 1, there is someone in the Department of Children and Family Services that is grossly incompetent. Either they failed to report it or reported it and didn't follow up on it. It's either that or the only other available option would have to be that this agency is entirely overwhelmed with cases and desperately understaffed. Neither should be acceptable in our society. This is a 2-year-old, for God's sake. And on 3 separate occasions, there were warning flags, red flags, flashing lights, you name it. And nothing was done. Now, you've heard me say this before. My former pastor was fond of the saying, you can tell a lot about a society, about how they treat their elderly and their children. What does this say about us? A 2-year-old who didn't ask to come here, a 2-year-old who cannot defend or look out for himself, and 3 separate occasions. We failed this child miserably. Now, at the end of the day, if you're like me, your gut feeling is someone needs to be fired and or criminal charges levied here. The problem is, just speaking realistically, when it comes to criminal charges, you would have to prove intent. I am going to give the good employees of the Department of Children and Family Services the benefit of the doubt that they are not the type of people that would sign up for a job to help children and families and then knowingly and willingly put a child back into a deadly situation that they just came out of. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt that they're better people than that. But in doing so, it only leaves one option, that this agency is so horrendously overwhelmed and so horrendously understaffed that this 2-year-old fell through the cracks. At the end of the day, criminal charges are going to be pretty hard to prove. I mean, unless, somebody involved in the case readily acknowledges, yeah, I knew about it, but I don't like children, so I didn't do anything about it. I can't see that happening. But on the other hand, you can pretty much rest assured there's going to be a civil case to come out of this that is going to run into the millions and millions and millions of dollars. When all is said and done, this should not have happened. And sadly, with a 2-year-old, who's to say what our society robbed itself of? Who's to say this 2-year-old would not, years from now, have gone on to medical school, a biomedical research engineer, and come up with a cure for cancer? Who's to say this 2-year-old may not have been the one to end up solving the world's problem of fresh drinking water by coming up with a miraculous portable device to desalinate the world's oceans? Who's to say what this darling 2-year-old boy could have accomplished and contributed to society? Sadly, we'll never know, because we, society, and in this particular instance, the Department of Children and Family Services, horrendously dropped the ball. You've heard me say God knows how many times. There are many things in life. The list is too long to mention. Things that are totally beyond our control. Try as we may, there's nothing we can do about them. This is not one of those instances. Our condolences to this family. And the DA says he is now going to push to revoke the bond for the mother who was arrested after the drug bust back in May. We're supposed to be better than this, y'all. We truly are. First break of today's show. When we come back, we'll talk more about crime in the state that I love so dearly as we continue today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing. You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day. Bolello's Furniture and Appliances. Your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
The Mazda CX-50. Confident on- and off-road performance and intelligently designed utility inside and out.
The all-new Mazda CX-50 has arrived and is on sale right now at Team Mazda on Airline.
Hi, gang. Clarence Bugs here, inviting you to come by Old School Barbecue, 10655 Coursey Boulevard, where we tape the show live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 11 o'clock. Come by and feast on news, sports, current events, love of God and country, and lots of common sense, along with some of the best barbecue anywhere on the planet. 10655 Coursey Boulevard, Old School Barbecue, home of the Clarence Bugs Show.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to greystonecountryclub.com.
Welcome back, I guess, to today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. You know, growing up in Baton Rouge, when it was considered, rightfully so, a sleepy little bedroom town, there are certain things growing up that you never thought you'd live to see in our city. There are also things that, until recent memory, you would hear, and I'll admit I'm guilty of this as well, you would hear certain things, and because you didn't want to believe it, or because it was uncomfortable to entertain, you just kind of pushed it off to the side. In recent memory, we've been informed that the state of Louisiana is one of the highest in the nation when it comes to the trafficking, sex trafficking, and the sexual abuse of minors. Again, growing up in Baton Rouge, that's something that most of us found extremely hard to wrap our minds around. Now, again, in recent memory, we've seen more and more and more reports of it, more and more individuals charged, more and more individuals incarcerated. So, unless you willfully bury your head in the sand, you have to know that it's a reality. For example, in the last week, here in Baton Rouge, 3 people in 2 separate cases arrested for the possession and distribution of child pornography. Two men, 33-year-old Christopher Moore of Baton Rouge and 52-year-old Jonathan Zeno of Baton Rouge, arrested on child porn charges. According to the EBR Sheriff's Office, Christopher Moore booked on 14 counts of distribution of pornography involving juveniles under 13 years of age. If found guilty, he faces a minimum of 25 years in prison. 52-year-old Jonathan Zeno of Baton Rouge, arrested on 50 counts of distribution of pornography involving juveniles under 13 years of age and 50 counts of computer-aided solicitation of a minor. Additionally, Zeno was booked on 12 counts of cruelty to animals and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. He had also previously, because of a sex case, been forced to register as a sex offender. Now, I don't know about you, but you would like to think most reasonable human beings, if you've been arrested and convicted on a sex charge and registered as a sex offender, you would probably think they're gonna be looking at you pretty close no matter what you do. And yet, he willingly, apparently, chose to engage in this behavior. Again, let me add that they are accused and not yet convicted. And of course, in America, again, we cherish the right to be presumed innocent unless and until we are proven guilty. Meanwhile, less than a week later, another arrest. 24-year-old Corey Cotton, arrested after distributing videos of young girls performing sex acts on adult males. 20 counts of pornography involving juveniles and 20 counts of computer-aided solicitation of a minor. By the way, in that particular case, 24-year-old Corey Cotton, allegedly, was sharing pictures of juvenile girls performing sex acts on an account on Snapchat, on social media. It's as though people get on social media, see that there are millions of individuals taking part on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, and you see over and over and over and over again individuals being involved in criminal activity, posting it online and getting busted. And yet, they continue to do the same thing. I told floor producer extraordinaire and my dear friend Marty just this morning, I said, you know what? I don't do the whole social media thing. I don't see the relevance of it. I mean, unless you're, trying to reconnect with old elementary school classmates or whatever, I don't see the relevance to it. But in this case, it served a wonderful purpose. It helped to get this deviant off our streets. Listen, y'all, when a few years back, word got out that we have a major sex trafficking problem in Louisiana, I didn't want to believe it. I thought, obviously erroneously, that my state was better than this. Now, let me say for the record, this is in no way, shape, or form a problem exclusive to Louisiana. It's everywhere. How many times have we seen a story where someone has traveled across state lines attempting to have sex with a minor? It's everywhere. And at the end of the day, parents, we cannot stress strongly enough that you take every opportunity available to know what your children are doing in their online activities. The fact of the matter is, as good a person as you are, as great a heart as you have for your fellow man, there are individuals out there that spend more time than any of us can imagine scheming on ways to exploit children. Now, I can only hope that at the end of the day, if convicted, we throw the book at these clowns, because at some point we've got to send a message. And it should be pretty obvious to us at this point that what we're doing now isn't working. There's no fear of repercussions. And as a result, we now find ourselves on the Clarence Bugg Show talking about 2 instances, 3 individuals less than a week apart being involved in arguably the most heinous crime out there, victimizing innocent young children. Of course, now, it's not the only thing that we seem to want to do these days. Did you see where in Ascension Parish, Walmart there, woman recently goes to Walmart, as we all do, you get a shopping cart. She goes back to the electronics section, puts multiple TVs in her shopping cart, and then proceeds to walk out the door without paying for them. Oh, and did I mention, when she got in the parking lot, she then loaded the stolen multiple flat screen TVs. I don't guess I have to say flat screen because that's all they make these days. But she loads them into her Infiniti SUV. I have, over the years, been wrong about stuff. That's a part of the human experience. If you're a human and you haven't been wrong about something yet, just keep breathing, because it's coming. There's going to be a time where you're going to be wrong about something. I could be wrong about this. I truly could. But if you're driving an Infiniti SUV, you can probably afford a television. Just saying. If not, sell that puppy, get you a Nissan, a smaller one, and then you can buy all the TVs you want. Sadly, in case you don't know, those of y'all that slept during econ class, Walmart is not going to simply throw up their hands and say, oh, well, we're going to have to eat the bullet on this one. No. They don't take that loss. You know what they do, right? Yeah, they raise the price on everything else to cover their loss. So guess who gets the privilege? Guess who gets the pleasure of paying for stuff that folks walk in the stores and steal? Next person in the checkout line. That's how that works. And of course, apparently she had no idea that Walmart probably has more cameras per square foot than any other place on the planet. But she had on a mask, so we can't get her for that. The world has gone stark, raving mad. Bottom of the hour break. Got a verdict in now and a sentence in Russia for the Brittany Griner case. We'll talk about that when we continue today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
Got termites? Get Premier Pest. PremierPestServices.com.
At the Team Automotive Group, we're offering you the Team Guarantee on new and used vehicles. Included with every new vehicle is a lifetime limited powertrain warranty. And now, get a 90-day warranty on the purchase of a pre-owned vehicle. Get the Team Guarantee at every location of the Team Automotive Group.
Hi, I'm Katie, Operation Manager here at Old School Barbecue. We're excited about all of the changes here at Old School, and we'd like to invite everyone to come out and enjoy some delicious barbecue at Old School prices. We feature brisket, chicken, ribs, sausage, and the Boss Hog pulled pork sandwich voted best deal in town. We also have live music Friday and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. 10655 Coursey Boulevard. We can't wait to see you.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Hi, I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
And I'm Dr. Kay Siller with the Rocket Right Show.
We are two busy blondes on the go showing off life in Louisiana.
Watch us on Pelican Sports Network.
And Talk 107.3 FM. Check local listings for times.
Caught spiders? Premier Pest Services.
Welcome back to today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. You know, there is an old adage, and y'all know your buddy Clarence. I'm big on adages, and I'm grateful to the older and wiser among us that saw fit to impart wisdom to us as children growing up through the form of time-tested old adages. One says, be careful what you ask for, because you just might get it. There is another, and this was, I don't know how many versions of the song are out there, but there's one that says, you don't miss your water until your well runs dry. Enter WNBA star Brittany Griner. You know the one. that refused to stand for the playing of our national anthem while on our soil here and making $200 and some odd $1,000 a year for playing a child's game. Well, recently, for the 7th year in a row, mind you, traveling to Russia to play basketball there and supplement her income. She, upon having her luggage searched, was found to have broken Russian law. English teachers, forgive me in 3, 2, 1. Dem folk don't play. They don't play. So this morning, after finding her guilty, the sentence was handed down. Prosecutors were asking for 9.5 years in prison. The sentence, 9 years in a Russian prison. Before the sentence was handed down, Brittany Griner issued an apology to the court that reads as follows, quote, "I want to apologize to my teammates, my club, my fans, and the city of," I hope I don't butcher this, I'm assuming this is where the team is based that she plays for in Russia. I'm going to say it real fast and act like I know what I'm saying. Yekaterinburg. I won't even spell it because you can't pronounce it either. I want to apologize to this city for my mistake that I made and the embarrassment that I brought to them. I want to also apologize to my parents, my siblings, the Phoenix Mercury organization back home, the amazing women of the WNBA, and my amazing spouse back home. Did I just miss it? Or was there anything in this apology about the country that she so roundly disrespected? That's rhetorical. I read you the apology. There's nothing in there about America. So as you might imagine, once the verdict was announced, the Biden-Harris administration immediately sought to comment. Joe Biden, quote, "Today, American citizen Brittany Griner received a prison sentence that is one more reminder of what the world already knew. Russia is wrongfully detaining Brittany. It's unacceptable, and I call on Russia to release her immediately so she can be with her wife, loved ones, friends, and teammates. My administration will continue to work tirelessly and pursue every possible avenue to bring Brittany and Paul Whelan home safely as soon as possible." By the way, she was also fined 1 million rubles, which is the equivalent of $16,400. Now, regardless of what you think of Brittany Griner as an American, the fact of the matter is she broke the laws of another country. Pure and simple. And we've heard that, well, it was a mistake. I just come back on a long flight, and I was trying to hurry up and pack all my stuff to get ready for the trip to Russia, and it was a mistake that I left the stuff in there. And of course, shortly thereafter, we were then told, well, it's prescribed medication for pain for injuries that I suffered. Now, again, y'all, I will never, ever lay claim to being the brightest bulb in the chandelier. I get that. But if something is a prescribed medication, particularly for pain, and you are going somewhere to engage in physical activity, playing basketball, the first thing you're going to do is pack your medication, right? Never mind the fact that she's played there for 7 years. So if anybody should know what the law is in this other country you're going to, it would be her. I mean, if Marty signed a contract to go play basketball in Russia, it's his first year, I could see him making a mistake trying to bring in something that Russian law prohibits. She'd been there for 7 years, y'all. Now, Joe Biden says she is wrongfully detained. How would you know? How would you know? You have no respect for the borders of your own country. You have no respect for the rule of law as it pertains to the sovereignty of this country. So I guess when you routinely engage in breaking the law here, you don't have any problem at all with an American breaking the law someplace else. As I said before, English teachers, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, them folk don't play that. They don't play that. And you notice, and listen, I get it, y'all. I understand wholeheartedly. I've been doing this too long for this to slip underneath my radar. I know full well that Russia is using this case to their own advantage. You'd have to be a total idiot to think anything otherwise. But the fact of the matter is, you put yourself in this situation. And ironically, the WNBA, her wife, her family, they're all calling on the country that she, in the most blatant of terms, disrespected after affording her the opportunity to make $200,000+ a year playing a kid's game. Now they want the country that she disrespected to ride to the rescue. Listen, y'all, I don't want to see anyone lose their livelihood, their freedom, whatever. But when you disrespect the laws of another country, you're going to be held accountable. I would like to think there was a time we'd do the same thing in this country. Break the law, there are, in the words of Eddie Murphy from the movie Life, consequences and repercussions. But apparently, some people no longer believe in the rule of law. All you have to do is look around this country, and you see it all the time. The Biden-Harris administration and the mainstream media will tell you, oh, those were mostly peaceful protests. The Biden-Harris administration and the mainstream media and Joe Biden will tell you, I never discussed my son's business dealings with China. The Biden-Harris administration and the mainstream media will tell you, well, that's Russian disinformation. The Hunter Biden laptop, despite all the damning and incriminating evidence contained therein, but that's what happens when you have folks in charge that don't respect the rule of law. I hate to see any American lose their rights, their freedoms, their liberties. But at the end of the day, y'all, There's only one thing you will ever hear me put in front of the country that I love, and that's the God that I serve. That's why you hear me say, first and foremost, I'm a God-fearing American. You don't hear black, you don't hear gay, you don't hear any of that other crap. You will hear first and foremost God-fearing, and the second thing, American. Do we have our problems? Of course we do. Name me a country that doesn't. But at the end of the day, that's why you hear me say at the end of every freaking show, it's the best there is, y'all, and God knows there's no place else on his green earth that I'd rather be. And I get the sneaking suspicion, despite her disrespecting my country, my anthem, and my flag, I think on this day, she'll agree with me. Just saying. Final break of today's show. We'll get her done, come back, put that big old pretty bow on this puppy, and wrap up today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
You can't smell it, but you can almost taste it. And whether it's for a family get-together or a game day feast, having Manda in the mix always sounds good. For 3 generations, their quality meats and original seasonings have made Manda a Louisiana legend and made their family sausage Louisiana's family sausage. Manda Fine Meats, the flavor says it all.
Treads & Care Tire Company announces its new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair with top-notch customer service. Treads & Care offers the convenience of shuttle service and pickup and delivery of your vehicle. You can also enjoy the comfortable customer area, complete with workstations, high-speed internet, and a complimentary coffee bar.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
Treads & Care, the tires you need and the service you want.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
Tremonti's has meat. Tremonti's has seafood. Tremonti's has much more. Tailgating and home gating platters. Huge wine and liquor selection. Beer and all the spices you need. Chairman Reserve and Wagyu meats. Ribeye rolls, shrimp rolls, kebabs. 20 flavors of sausage for the grill. Daily lunch specials and game processing. On-site catering also available. Good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tremonti's.com.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready. And health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
Welcome back to the final segment of today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. If you were with us earlier in today's show, more important, if you were not, I mentioned that I haven't been able to confirm independently the numbers yet, but I don't have any reason to doubt it because it comes from a credible source. 2 weekends ago, here in the capital city, 17 people died from a fentanyl overdose. Again, I've not confirmed those numbers, so don't take that as gospel. We do know, however, that there is an immense opioid abuse problem in this country. As a result, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis yesterday announcing a new initiative to help end drug addiction in the Sunshine State, saying that their information shows 70% of the overdose deaths in Florida can be attributed to fentanyl. Meanwhile, am I the only one that wonders, with all this fentanyl coming from China to Mexico and then smuggled across our southern border, where is the border czar, Vice President Kamala Harris, on all of this? You may or may not know, Border Patrol agents say they have seized so far over 11,000 pounds of fentanyl coming across the border in just the fiscal year that started October 31st. That is enough fentanyl to kill the entire population of the United States of America. And yet, the border czar has yet to announce any plan to deal with this. You do realize, do you not? Last year, over 107,000 of our fellow Americans died from an opioid overdose. The overwhelming number of them involved fentanyl. Now, imagine, if you will, if a conservative were president and did nothing regarding a problem that 107+ thousand Americans, most of whom are probably black folk, died from, and the White House did nothing. Can you imagine what the outcry would be? And yet, maybe I just missed it. I mean, I pride myself on trying to stay abreast of things that affect Americans, things that affect Louisianians, things that affect the free world. Maybe I just missed it. But I don't remember Kamala Harris, since she is the border czar, coming out and announcing a 1-point, 3-point, 5-point, 10-point plan to protect America from this scourge. Maybe I just missed it. Now, that would say to me, they really don't care. When Donald J. Trump was president, the last year of his presidency, 4,800 pounds of fentanyl was seized at the border. That number now has quadrupled. But, as Joe Biden would have you believe, there's no crisis at the border. Not only are we being invaded by human bodies, we are also being poisoned beyond belief, and not a peep from the administration. Oh, they can find time and your money to spend on teaching kindergartners that even though you're a boy, you can be a girl. They can find time and money to ship illegal immigrants in the dead of night to cities all across the country without telling the governors, the mayors, or the councils. But 107,000 people have died. And enough fentanyl has been seized to kill every single American in this country. And not a peep. I will leave to you to decide what that should say to you. And when you come to the conclusion of what it should say to you, I hope even more that you decide to govern yourself accordingly the next time you have the opportunity to vote. Say what you will. All this crap that we see unfolding in our country right now, Donald J. Trump would not have stood for this. He wouldn't have. Love him, hate him, despise his mean tweets. He wouldn't have stood for this. And instead, what do they find time and money to spend on? Ukraine, CRT, ABCD, LGBT, LMNOP. They can find time, energy, and effort to spend on all this crap. But 107,000 Americans in 1 year died from an opioid overdose. And meanwhile, in 1 year, we've seized enough fentanyl to kill every single American that's breathing as we speak. And not a word from our so-called leadership. That, my friends, should tell you everything you need to know. Like you always hear me say, I will never, ever tell you what to think, but you can bet your bottom dollar I'm going to make you think. That is, those of you that possess the ability to do so. That being said, my time's up and I got to go. But this day, I got you, bro. I got you. I've been doing this long enough. Trust me. I got you. This day, maybe more so than any other day in history, I give it to you. You know what? You're right. America, we are in no way, shape, or form perfect. But for this old boy's money, it's the best there is, and God knows there's no place else on his green earth that I'd rather be. Speaking of the good Lord, you got the memo. You realize that he loves you, and I hope you know that I do too. Either way, there ain't a doggone thing you can do about either one. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you soon. God bless. Appreciate you, brother.